You have this quote from someone who said, I lost all interest. And after spending decades of my life chasing sex and romance, I'm no longer interested. And it's definitely cleared a lot of much needed time in my schedule for self-care, rest, political activity, friendships, and just hanging out with my pets. And I just think the quotes in here and your exploration of sexuality is super important. And this idea that, like, you can land wherever you want to land as
Yeah.
things shift. And so I don't know if you want to comment on sexuality.
I do absolutely, because one of the things, I mean, what I think I bring to this space that's fresh is that I am framing it as a question, right? Is it important to you to fix your sexuality? What if there's nothing that needs to be fixed? Like, what if the change is just something that is happening? But the other thing that I also really think is very important is that even if one is not going to get back to a point of wanting sex again, if they're not in that space, even if that isn't a goal, which is totally great to realize that, right? Our bodies are our bodies, they're for us. And so we do need to stay plugged in, so to speak, to our anatomy. And so taking care of our physiology without thinking this is for someone else. Like, how radical is that, right? For some of us, we've never conceptualized our own bodies as for us, right? And so that's the frame that I'm offering. Your body is for you, your sexuality is for you. You're the one that needs to decide for yourself what any of that means.
Yes, amen to that. And I completely agree with that. And I think that that split, I see that split. Some people can lose libido and feel relieved, and other people can lose libido and feel distressed. And I think that tension between sort of loss and celebration is also something that you get at in your
Yes.
work.
I think it's important to kind of remember that it isn't necessarily an either or, that it can come in cycles, that it can be like, today I have zero sex drive, and like you might have a different feeling in a different set and setting, right? And also, like, for me in perimenopause, my sex drive went off the charts. I was like obsessed, right? And so then to hit menopause and postmenopause and be like, oh, the floor dropped out, was kind of disorienting for me. At the same time, I was like, this is not the worst thing that ever happened to me. And it took me a while to get to the point where I felt like I wanted to prioritize reclaiming or regaining my sexual drive.